UN, over 1,000 people, mostly Tigrayans, detained by the Ethiopian government in a week. The UN Human Rights Office is citing reports that authorities in Ethiopia have detained at least 1,000 people, most of them of Tigrayan origin. Under a state of emergency the government declared earlier this month after a brutally long war with rifled Tigray forces. The arrests occurred in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, the northern cities of Gondar and Bahir Dar, and other places, according to Liz Throssell, a spokesperson for the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. She told reporters Tuesday that Ethiopian authorities have often detained people on suspicion of being affiliated to or supporting the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Ethiopia's war has killed thousands of people and created one of the world's worst crises. Hundreds of thousands face famine conditions in the Tigray region under what the United Nations has called a de facto humanitarian blockade. The state of emergency in force in Ethiopia risks compounding an already very serious human rights and humanitarian situation in the country, Throssell said, referring to the November 2 government decree. Its provisions are extremely broad, with vague prohibitions going as far as encompassing indirect moral support for what the government has labeled terrorist groups. These developments are all the more disturbing given that most of those detained are reported to be people of Tigrayan origin. Government spokesperson Liz Throssell did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Police have previously said the arrests are not ethnically motivated but are aimed at detaining supporters of the TPLF. The conditions in detention centers were poor and overcrowded and many were not told the reasons for their detention, the United Nations said. UN workers have also been caught up in the arrests. 10 UN workers were still being held after the arrest of 16 last week, the organization said, and 34 contractors remain in detention from the 72 who were arrested last week.